What's up, everyone? With another reaction. Today, we're hopping into a brand new series. We are hopping into Criminal Minds, episode number 1 of season number 1, called Extreme Aggressor. Extreme Aggressor. We are not doing this series, and this was not a reaction request per se. Essentially, we had a poll. There was a lot of shows on it, and somebody requested that I should maybe do reactions for some of these pilots before I choose the next show, just based on what the winner is, so that I don't fall into a show that I'm not really into. Half of the list I have already seen the pilots too, but for the second half, I decided to check out some of the shows, and Criminal Minds was one of the shows. So we are checking out the pilot, and then at the end of like the next 2 weeks or so, I guess I'll decide which show we are picking up. So yeah, that's all this is. Criminal Minds, I know it's procedural. I know it's long. I know it's been around for like a long ass time. Like, how many seasons is this show? 15 seasons. Yeah. Intimidating as hell as a show that, like, I'll be real with you, no part of me wants to watch 15 seasons of a show. Supernatural, I feel like is a show that's 15 seasons, and even that show is like, I feel like they've kind of lost their footing several times throughout the series, and there are seasons that I'm just kind of, I'm gonna say, suffering through. And I believe the same thing will happen here. This is a procedural, so even with this is probably even gonna be worse for me than that, because of the fact that it's 22 episodes per season, maybe more. A lot of stuff where it's just procedural stuff, and I'm not sure if I want to do that. But I will check out the pilot, see what it's all about. Strangely enough, I'm kind of shocked at how many people love procedural shows on the channel. Did not expect that. But we're gonna hop in, have a good time, see where it takes us. Here we go. I'm expecting a lot of cliche stuff, and 15 seasons ago, that'd be about 2008-ish, I guess. Should probably pull up some stuff here and make sure.
What are you doing?
I mean, the fact that he has his hood on the whole time, and there's a lot of things that are sketch, but okay. It's 2 out of 5, so.
Stop the car now. Pull over now.
I was gonna like, this sounds like Phil Collins, but it's a rock version of Phil Collins.
How about Andrew? It's Greek for valiant.
Let's call him Sergio.
Oh, please. Wow. Behavioral analysis unit. You work with Gideon? Were you with him in Boston?
Wait.
It's supposed to be.
There's another Gideon? There's 2 Gideons?
Yeah, this is Morgan.
Is that guy, is the guy that we
Anyone recognize these
met
faces?
Gideon?
Victims of the footpath killer.
Well, that's what Virginia newspapers are calling him. We refer to him as the unknown.
Ah! What the fuck? No. What the fuck?
Trauma, death of a parent or family member.
So the show's called Criminal Minds because we're getting in the minds of criminals, essentially. I did not know that. I had no idea what it was called. Like, why was that? But it was just like, you know, it's a random thing.
Organized killers have a fascination
Interesting.
with law enforcement.
They will inject themselves into the investigation.
Will take a look inside with me?
Richard! Richard, get down here!
Oh, crap. Is Richard the fucking killer? Oh, you're walking into a trap, brother?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe not. Unless.
Richard Slessman,
What?
FBI. You are under arrest for murders of
Oh, it was? You're the killer? You're the killer?
Emerson said, "All is riddle."
I thought he was
A riddle
as well.
is
I thought he was, and then when he was actually walking and they showed him, I didn't think it was him.
There's no sign that tells us where Heather is. Do you think you can break in?
You have 6 tries.
6 tries?
Probably not.
Try again. Fail again. Fail better.
What?
Samuel Beckett.
The fuck?
Try not. Do or do not. Yoda.
I wouldn't try any passwords until I got some sort of other clues. Yeah, the guy, like one guy's name is like DJ Quails or something, right? Or something.
I want to talk to him.
That's him, right? Yeah, that's him. This is the guy in the car, right? Doesn't look anything like the guy in the car. The guy in the car was kind of big.
Byron said a man living inside of his head was the one who committed the murders.
Two different behaviors.
Two different people.
Hey, that's what I said.
Second killer.
So he's not. So maybe he wasn't playing himself. That's what I said about the whole playing himself thing.
Not
And then
unusual. Remember Lawrence Bittaker and Roy Norris?
1979.
He wants to make sure that they respect you. What's the address?
wow,
Not only it matters anymore.
wow. So the guy in jail.
Winston Churchill said, "The farther backward you can look, the farther forward you will see."
Let's put Linder in solitary for causing trouble with us.
I mean, you're kind of big. Maybe you're the killer. You're a big dude.
Half our job is
I
protecting
heard the
them
guy was
from
kind of
each
big.
other.
You protect them? Feel like you owed them.
He fits the profile. Did you see them?
The keys.
Oh, right. You are, because you're a big dude. I mean, you're about the size. What's the guard? Oh, they revealed him early. Only like 30 minutes in. Usually with these shows, I thought they revealed at the end.
Your leverage. His name is Timothy Vogel.
What's he doing?
Lowering the room temp, the gold.
Your hands up where we can see them.
Did not think
Put
this
your
guy
hands
was a
through
guy,
the
with
window
a gun
now.
guy.
Now!
I don't think this is him. I think his buddy lent him the car. I think we followed this guy, but it's not him. He's still at the prison. Or was at the prison, left after us.
Get up.
Yeah.
Where is he? Where?
Oh, enter Sandman was the password? Solid password. Ooh, actually. That's actually using a music title as
Don't have enough time to get it out of him.
Find something hot, or that girl is dead.
It's shifting positions. Like it's
Which means?
swaying. Like the earth is tilting.
oh,
Not the earth, Doug.
we're moving.
The ocean. She's on a boat? Where?
It's a pier or dock. He wouldn't be able to transmit the webcam image from the middle of the ocean.
Oh shit, she's fighting back. Oh well, you ran into a fucking. Oh, what the fuck? Well,
Shoot me instead. Come on. What are you, a lousy shot? 15 feet away. You got a perfect shot. Shoot me.
You think I'm stupid?
I think you're an absolute moron. I know all about you, Tim. You're at the gym 5 times a week. You drive a flashy car, you stink of cologne, and you can't get it up. Not even Viagra's working for you. You know, look at just how little you had to offer. Shut up! Short stack, very little. Go! I got it. Tiny Tim.
oh, you got shot.
You okay?
I'm fine. Go look after the girl.
Didn't you get? Did you not get shot? What are the pictures behind this man? The fuck? What is that? That's fucking weird.
Having
Nice day.
What? You're the guy? What? What? Person you've been chasing this whole time, the guy from the beginning, had nothing to do with anything? Is that a weird ending? I felt like a weird ending. Am I crazy? Is that a weird ending? Essentially, the person that you were mentioning drives a truck, has a stutter. The guy that did the case study at the beginning, yeah, this thing, right? When first see you, yeah. Case you were studying here, the serial killer that you were studying, shows up at the end. That's Why would you end it that way? What a weird ending. I don't know. Is it like, oh, get them to come back next week? Like the guy has a shotgun on you, you're dead. Like, crazy? Like, what are the odds? Like, did you come here on purpose? Like, the odds are just crazy. Like, you must have come here on purpose. All right. Well, that was episode number 1. Let's just get into that. I thought the episode was pretty good, pretty solid. I gotta remember the year, right? So 2005. I'm guessing a lot of shows, criminal shows like this, probably started to blow up around this time, maybe after. Like, when was Castle? Obviously, it's not the same, but I'm just curious. '09. What would you call Criminal Minds? Like a cop procedural? Is that what it would be? Police procedural? It's got to be it's got to be like a thing where like one of the police procedurals that kind of like shaped what police procedures would be. At least that's how my brain is thinking about it. Like if I go to police procedural TV shows, right? Like if my brain goes, all right, what are the most top guy? Like obviously your brain thinks Law and Order. That's not even on this list here, but like Law and Order, right? Obviously that, but let's see what I just clicked on the top one. What's the oldest one? CSI. So CSI was before this. And obviously we have some older ones. Criminal Minds, like, but yeah, like on the top 10 here, NCIS is on here too. So never mind. NCIS and CSI were both before this. CSI was 5 years before this, and NCIS was 2 years before this. But never mind. I thought maybe this show felt different than what I would have thought a procedural for this time period would be like. I don't know. It felt darker, a little bit grittier, grainier. But it could just be the timing. Overall, I thought the show was pretty decent. It was really fast, really quickly. Like it focused a lot more on the crime than on the people. Like we barely got to know the people. Like obviously we got the black dude. I'm just gonna say the black dude, the nerdy smart guy. They introduce a woman about 30 minutes in, I think, or so. Right here. She's the woman who's trying to prove herself, but like she belongs. You got the cocky guy who's the black guy. We barely got to know him. All we know is he's having a kid. The nerdy guy. Like we got our team. They introduced, but they barely focused on them. It was really quickly. We got the killer. Or there's a partner. There's a cool little twist, stuff like that. Overall, I thought it was fine, very fine. As someone who has watched Castle as one of my favorite shows of all time, probably just because of like how long I spent on that. I also watched Blue Bloods when it for about a good amount of time. Probably watched like the first 6 seasons of Blue Bloods, maybe 7 or so. One of those shows that I just kind of kept watching. Uh, those are shows that I really enjoyed, and but they weren't as dark. Those are like, I know Cast was like a comedy drama, so they weren't as dark as the way that this one felt. Um, and I don't know what other police procedurals there actually were that I actually watched. Never watched NCIS, never watched a CSI, never watched this one. Um, and there's like a million other ones. IMDb. I just thought that it was a bit different, right? I never watched Law and Order. I thought that it was interesting that they went the route of focusing on the crime, where it felt more like a Netflix series or an HBO miniseries in like a procedural's body. Does that make sense? Like it's a it took it a different approach. This is really high. Um, yeah, I haven't watched like almost any of these until this is on here. Umbo, why? Like, there's so many shows that are police procedures that I didn't watch. I literally only watched I watched Bosch, but Bosch is also different. Bosch is very like it's different. Bosch is also more about the crime for the whole season. Um, wait, I gotta find code to react to this. Yeah, overall, I don't know. It was fine. I don't know what to expect with this one. It's a very long show, so I know that it's up there as one of the best ones ever, according to all these lists that I just randomly saw right now when I was looking up police procedurals. So I know it's good, but it is different. It is an older show. It wouldn't be one that I would probably do until I finish some other procedural stuff that I have, just because it's so long. But it is stuff that I like. I do like cop shows. I do like whodunits, cop shows, especially if they're like high quality. And based on the fact that it's always in the top 10 here, and the fact that it's always the fact that a lot of you guys wanted to watch it, it does give me vibes that the quality is good on the cases, and it'll get better the more it goes on. Like obviously with a pilot, you kind of are feeling it out, getting the vibe and stuff like that. But I don't know. I dig it. We barely got to know the Gideon guy. My problem is that we didn't get to know anybody. So there's no. I don't know if I like the characters. Like there's not one character that I was like, you're funny. I like you. The only one that I kind of like because he's kind of interesting so far of the 5 introduced, 5 is the nerdy guy, the IQ guy. He's the only one that I find somewhat interesting. Everybody else, I'm just kind of like meh on right now. Gideon is another one that I kind of find interesting, but it's more about like his past. But the ending made it seem like he's about to die. So does he die? He isn't on the cover, so I don't know. He's not the guy when you look up the show and top procedurals. He's not on here. It's some other dude. So I don't know what that means because the show's been going on for so long. Maybe Gideon actor left, but literally I'm looking at the cover of right now Criminal Minds IMDb. It's the second best show on this list. It's actually higher rated than the number 1. Nobody that we see in this pilot is on the cover, so it makes me believe we kind of go through people leave, their spinoffs and all that. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm glad I watched it because I know now I get the vibe and everything, but it's probably not one that I would pick up just because not right now. I have to wait till I finish House, White Collar, and a couple other shows probably to see where this would fit. My reasoning for wanting to pick up a show like this is that I'm not watching anything like it right now in terms of like a cop procedural. Like I don't think I'm watching a cop procedural at all, or a police procedural. The closest thing to a police procedural that I'm watching is White Collar, and I guess you could say Agents of Shield, maybe, but not even. I guess Fringe is a police procedural, but that's got the sci-fi element to it, so also different. I don't know. I enjoyed it. Not great, but it's solid. I think it has a good foundation for a show, so I definitely would consider it down the line. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Gonna get out of here. Talk to you guys later.